All righty, here we go. I feel like I'm a little off center. There we go. That feels better. I feel, whether it is or not, I don't know, but it feels better. Hey, I'm Paul Fletcher. I'm guessing most everybody is going to be from these parts today. Maybe not. Paul Fletcher from Cities97.1. We have this wonderful room here called Studio C where we get to do these really fantastic conversations and intimate performances, etc. That's closed like everything else, so we've taken to Instagram and done it virtually. So welcome to Virtual Studio C, and it's presented by our friends at Treasure Island Resort and Casino. So thanks to them. Amanda, I'm actually going to reserve the sharing of the live with our friend Michael Shynes, who should be here any minute. Hi, Nick. Nick in Orlando. Appreciate you. Hi, Corey. Drop a line where you're at and where you're listening and what your name is. That would be great. And we should hopefully get Michael here any minute. Today's going to be his first ever Instagram Live, which is really, really cool. I didn't know that. He's done other lives, just not for Instagram. So I'm looking forward to that. Hey there in Cypress, Texas. Wow, that's pretty cool. Pretty gorgeous day in Minnesota. Weather's at least negotiable today. It's a little chilly, but it could be worse, right? Aaron and Egan, like that. Listening from Baltimore, love that. Thank you. Susan, I'm going to assume you're Susan. Hopefully Michael joins any time now, because I'm not sure I have a ton of material to kill time today. Sarah Dippity in South Minneapolis. Very clever. Very clever of you, Sarah. I appreciate that. Good work. What else can I tell you? You know, I could tell you that we've got something pretty cool that we do top of almost every hour all day, and that is we give you an opportunity to pay bills. Help you pay your bills. We've got $1,000 up for grabs. It's a text to win thing, so it's super easy. You just have your phone out, listen for the keyword at the top of the hour, just after the top of the hour, and you could get $1,000. And, you know, like I always say, if you don't need the money, try and win it anyway, and then spend it on a bunch of local businesses. That's what I like to say. So I think maybe Blue October was live with y'all a while back. Yeah, that's correct. We were with Justin, my main man. He may be here watching today. Maple Grove. Oh, nice. I grew up in Maple Grove, Amanda. Michael's a good man. I'm gonna bust Michael's chops and say, "Get here, dude. You're leaving me hanging." Says he can't find where to join. At the bottom, if you're in here. I can't even tell if you're in here yet, Michael. It's like the two faces, I think. Michael is such a rookie. It's hilarious. He's really... Let me see. Maybe I can just bring you in. Let's see if you're here. There you are. Oh, Zach is here too. Zach from Yam House. Love him. All right. I think I'm wrangling you in, Michael. Making sure the volume is good. Hi, Zach. There we go.
Yo!
There he is. Look at you.
Do I have to be... Can I be this way? Oh, I can be. Hang on.
I wouldn't do that. I would keep it the other way if I were you.
Keep it this way. I just don't know where to set it now. I'll figure this out. What's up, Paul?
That's what she said? That's what she said?
How
are you, sir?
I'm good. How are you? Sorry it took me a minute.
It's okay. I was tap dancing for a little bit. I'm pretty good at that.
I'm just wandering around my porch. You know what I could do?
Nice.
I could set it right here. Boom.
I love that. That would be perfect.
Yeah.
That would be perfect. There, who was that? That was, Linda. Linda's like, yay, Michael. Yeah, they were getting bored of me already.
There's that ginger. There's that ginger.
Forgot about that. Beth in St. Louis Park. We got lots of good peeps here. I like it. So thanks for taking time to join.
Mm-hmm.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, man, I appreciate you. Is your middle name actually Dragon Shark? I heard a rumor.
Where did you make that up at?
I don't know. I'm having to turn everything around because I didn't know I had to be vertically oriented. I thought I could go horizontal, but I can't.
Oh yeah, it's Instagram's funky that way.
Yeah.
But you know, we'll survive.
Yeah, man,
while you're setting up, I'm gonna throw easy. Let's do like a little basic either or game. It'll help us get to know you a little bit, I think, and allow you to set up all at the same time because there's not a lot of thought.
Yeah.
Okay, either or. Beastie Boys or Chance the Rapper?
Chance the Rapper.
Really?
Wow. I mean, I wasn't, okay, so I was raised super Christian. So, like, I wasn't in the know with all the, like, unacceptable stuff that my parents wouldn't let me listen to. So, like, yeah, I would say Beastie Boys if I wanted to be trendy, but I'm just being honest. I wasn't in that crew. I was listening to, like, Michael W. Smith and Stephen Curtis Chapman because it was what I was allowed to do for a large portion of my life. But I found it later. It's great. It's great. Sorry.
Yeah, for sure.
Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, I was just surprised. That's all.
No.
I have to do some sort of a reaction. I can't just go, oh, that's cool. Cereal or eggs?
Cereal for sure. 100%.
What kind? What kind of cereal?
Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Oh, wow. You and my wife get along. If you guys were quarantined together, you probably could live on that together, is my guess.
Yeah, I started instructing my wife not to buy it anymore because the quarantine snacking is getting out of control. Trying to get it back together. Yeah,
you are 1,000% correct on that. It's why we don't keep Diet Dew in the house or ice cream,
right?
Or donuts.
That makes sense.
Never allowed in the house. Yeah, unless it's some terrible ice cream flavor for the kids that I don't want to touch. You know
yeah, like dairy-free ice cream or something. I could stay away from that.
Yeah, I could stay away from that for sure.
Yeah.
The Office or Friends? Or Game of Thrones?
Oh, man. Well, Game of Thrones had such a disappointing ending. I can't possibly choose that one, even though the cinematic quality is so high. I'd say for nostalgia, Friends, because I grew up watching it, so I fall asleep to it. But The Office fills me with the warm fuzzies. It's funny. It's perfect. It's a perfect show. So
it is a perfect. You know what? It is a perfect show. I think as more time goes by, I think it will end up ascending to like #1 all-time status for real. Like I think it's that good.
I mean, they asked Aaron Sorkin, who's probably one of the great screenwriters of all time, who wrote like The West Wing, and his banter is so good. They're like, "What show are you most jealous of?" And I was very surprised when he said The Office was his one show that he was the most jealous of, that he wished he would have come up with a concept for.
And you know what? In The Office, if you think about it, like I think that the writing and a lot of what happens, the sharpness of it, feels kind of Sorkin. So I can see where he's coming from a little bit. You know what I mean? I don't pretend to be some sort of an expert, critic, but no, that I might be, but just a critic in general. I'm not sure that I'm an expert when it comes to that stuff, but it does feel kind of Sorkin-ish now that you say that.
Right.
It was just so ahead of its time, and I'm not even sure that you could get away with it anymore.
You're probably right.
Even being sarcastic. Yeah. It was so blue at times. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
It was bluer than this shirt.
The Chris Rock episode too, where he was like doing that. Oh man, you'd have to be so brave now with Twitter culture and outrage culture to still do stuff like that, and that's kind of scary. And I think not all that fortunate, that things are now comedians are all scared that one wrong thing is going to ruin their whole career, when the whole premise of comedy is to push the boundaries and try to make us laugh at things that it's like a challenge to a comic to make you laugh at something, that you shouldn't laugh at,
Correct. And it's, it's important to remember that, I guess kind of to your point, I'm being careful, but at the same time, I want to say it. We've lost the ability for something to be a joke. If you joke about it, then you're sexist or you're a racist, or it's not possible that you don't actually feel that way, that you're actually trying to drive home some sort of a point and a lesson through the joke. But
context is gone, and I think a lot of that is because if you watch the whole Dave Chappelle special, it's easier for you to get clicks if you take out the most outrageous one sentence thing he said and then remove all context. And that's the problem is like people want to get clicks and they play into outrage culture in order to get clicks, I think, you know?
Yeah, no, I think you're 1,000% correct. People seek clicks and or retweets and or whatever, and so yeah, that's how you go about doing it. Unfortunately,
Right.
I unfortunately live in that world a little bit, you know, where I need to get clicks. So
Right.
you try to do it. You try to do it without that, but
yeah,
sometimes you have to do that. Clickbait, as they say.
100%.
Okay, albums or singles?
I still love albums, but I know it's a singles world.
But so your answer is albums.
My answer is albums, yeah, for sure. I'm old school.
Is an artist, and I don't ask this with any kind of expectation. It's just a true like blanket question from somebody that's not a songwriter and not an artist to somebody who is.
Yeah.
Is somebody more of an artist that can do complete albums?
Yeah, I think so, because
or is it just different?
I think you have to have a concept in mind. Anybody can do a single, you know, with the tools that are out there now and the producers that are out there now. Producers are kind of the heroes of music. Like I fell in love with that one Justin Bieber album, mostly because I thought the production was just insane, like even beyond the songwriting or the vocals. So I think anybody can put out a single to still have enough to say and frame it in an overall contextual way. Like albums, that's much tougher to do, I think.
I 100% agree. And just having the vision to, you know, like I can remember where, you know, like sequencing an album was a big deal, you know, like, and having the overall vision to write it, like you said, have something to say, produce it in a way that is cohesive, yet I like, you know, there to be variety throughout an album, you know what I mean? And then to put it in the right order and have it all strike a chord as one composition. I'm 100% in that realm. So
yeah, agreed.
It's in it. And I think it's kind of funny that if, you know, like go back to the 60s, you know, Brian Wilson of the Beach Boys was so blown away by the Beatles' Rubber Soul that he's like, I'm going to make an album. And Pet Sounds was born. It's still largely considered by most to be the greatest album ever recorded. I believe in that. Yeah. And we became an album culture. And now here we are all the way back to the other way around where, you know, like the Elvis Presley days or the early Beatles days where it's just like singles, you know?
Right. Well, and there were a lot of examples back then where they knew they had the single, and then they would just do 9 songs of filler to get the single out, knowing that you had to buy the album to get the single. So there was negative connotations to having it being an album world too, because then it forced people to buy a whole album for one song, and then people knew that there was 9 garbage tracks that they just did to get the single out, and you had to pay the $14 to get the one song kind of thing too. So there's both sides of it for sure, you know.
And herein lies the you know, the being an artist, you know, like the ones that can put together 10 or 11 or 12 or 13 tracks and not just be filler to a single.
Right.
Those are the ones that I hold in the highest regard.
100%. Yeah. There's still the Brandy Carlisles, the Jason Isbells, the Chris Stapletons of the world that give us faith, you know.
Some band that I love called Pearl Jam.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, hell yeah.
They're okay. They're just okay.
They're working it out. They're figuring it out.
Yeah, they'll get it. One of these, you know, I mean, by their 12th or 13th album, they'll probably have it figured out. You know?
I think so. I think they're working it out. Yeah.
I think once they've been in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame for 10 years, they'll probably have it figured out.
Right. Agreed.
Yeah, right. Would you grace us with a song, sir?
Yeah, man. I'll do it. Here. Let me.
Please do.
I set up some stuff, but it's all backwards. But I think I got it now. So.
Okay.
Yeah, I just asked people to give requests, and a couple that came through. This is my wife's favorite song from my new album, and it's called Marigolden, and it goes like this.
Love it.
Well, the smoke just settled down when you appeared, and your face, it made my vision crystal clear. If I miss my destination, well, that's alright with me, 'cause Now there's somewhere else I've gotta be. And even if I met you in another life, still feel like I wouldn't end up with you. You've got this kind of energy that makes me smile. I just wanna settle down with you. My marigold, your marigold, and my marigold, your marigold. And your style is classic in a modern way. I never dance with you, I dance the night away. If we keep our good intentions and sell what we don't need, life will bring us more than we can keep. Well, even if I met you in another life, still feel like I would end up with you. You got this kind of energy that makes me smile. I just want to settle down with you. My marigold, your marigold, and my marigold, your marigold. Kind of chill.
Man. Yeah, but you know what? I mean, it's not that I don't like the other stuff, but I love your chill stuff. Like,
Yeah.
that was like a big, cozy blanket. That's what that was.
Yeah, man. I don't know. I like living in both worlds, but I know it's probably better to pick a street. You know?
No, it isn't, in my opinion. I mean, like, I'll go back to my guys Pearl Jam. Like, what sustained me over, I think it's 11 albums now in 30 years.
Yeah.
What's kept me as raging a fan today as I was back then is every album's different. I mean, you can, I could string together a song from each album, and you'd be like, "Are you like, that's seriously the same band?" I mean, sure, Eddie's voice is pretty recognizable, but outside of that,
yeah,
different guitar sounds, different patterns, different. They do some experimentation here and there, arrangements, everything. Like tone. Right. Some stuff's really aggressive and heavy, and other stuff is super chill and vulnerable. So I can only speak for myself, but that's what I appreciate that, actually.
Well, you're the dream fan, man. Like I think artists are terrified that like they've tapped into something and then that's all people will accept them for. And a lot of times that's the case, but those marathoners like Dave Matthews and Pearl Jam and U2, or they say that you've got to give them that album that the record label wants. And then once you've built up enough equity, you can start taking those risks and moving around. But I have a lot of appreciation for people to have the bravery to just do what they're like, the Death Cab for Cuties of the world, and never set out for fame. They just had a sound in mind, and fame was a byproduct of that. I relate with that so much more than anybody trying to chase it,
Yeah, for sure. For sure. And the other thing too, in fairness, and again, using Pearl Jam as the example, it's easy. It's a little less courageous and a little easier to do when you sell 15 million records out of the gate.
Yeah.
Because now you've got all kinds of power and you've probably hit a pretty good payday. And so, you can kind of do whatever you want from that point forward,
Yeah. And then on the other side of that is like all your dreams have come true. You lack that desperation. How do you still write from the heart? How do you still relate to the everyman paycheck to paycheck guy out there when some record gave you millions? That's the challenge too for some of those folks, is just like, can you still make great music once you don't have a lot to complain about or to make you desperate for,
Can you stay earnest?
Yeah, right. It's challenging for sure. For sure.
So you mentioned that Mary Golden is from a new album, which is kind of on hold right now, yeah?
Yeah, Cinematic Love. So we did an album release for that at the Paramount up in St. Cloud. Yep. We had one booked for the Varsity on May 15th, which doesn't look like it's going to happen. I was going to produce my first vinyl record there, and we almost sold it out last year, and I was going to try to give my all to doing it this year, but that's small potatoes compared to what we're going through as a world. So we'll figure out and reevaluate once all this stuff is kind of subsided, which hopefully is sooner rather than later, but also hopefully we're being smart is what I would say about that.
For sure. I mean, you got to hope that we're being smart, because otherwise what is all this for, you know? I mean, it's really, it's kind of, I have to say it, like, I have to just give credit where credit's due, you know, when I'm struggling mentally, to get through this, like, I fall back on the words of our governor. He's been so freaking good.
Been great.
Because we have a very clear, defined explanation of why we're doing things the way we're doing things.
Right.
You know, and the fact of the matter is, we're still going to get hammered by this thing, but we should be ready, and we just have to be patient and just trust the process. So nothing really even tentative set yet. It's just literally on hold until you get a better idea of what's going on.
Yeah. I mean, I think we might plan a digital release, because honestly, you can digitally market stuff right now, and people don't have a lot else to do. So I think the actual in-person release part of that, you know, in the Twin Cities is kind of on hold, but we're talking with some distributors down in Nashville and some promotion companies there. And so it might not be a terrible time to put out an album digitally, because we're all looking for content. I was thanking God for that Michael Jordan documentary that came out on Sunday night with 2 hours of excitement for me. So I think the digital parts could still happen in the meantime.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll buy it. Yeah. I'll buy vinyl too.
Appreciate you, buddy.
You make sure I know when there's.
Yeah.
Make sure I know when there's vinyl, because I will buy that thing in a heartbeat. Got to add to the collection.
My first one. So yeah,
I'll
get you one.
Love that.
Yeah.
I love that. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Justin from Blue October's in here. I'm telling you, we got to play him a song pretty quick here. I've told him he was going to love you, and so he needs to check.
I'm a huge Blue October fan.
Oh, we see him right there at the bottom. See that little comment at the bottom?
That's crazy, man. Yeah. They had that music video where that was like part animated, and he was on like a ship, and he was like looking out
into the ocean.
Into the ocean. That song. Oh my God, that song. That's a great song.
Isn't that a
way to go?
It's am I crazy? Am I crazy to kind of compare that to like Peter Gabriel?
No, man. I thought that band, and I'm not sucking up just because he's in here. I thought that band, you know, I know they had big breaks and they did really well, but they didn't get as far as in my mind what they deserved, which what they should have been as mainstream gets. There's just no weakness in that band.
I couldn't agree more. He's saying, play me a song. Well,
okay.
You know what? I've got more to talk to you about. All right. So let's play a song for him, and then we'll chat it out some more.
All right, sounds good. This is 235. Are You Alive? Just about a dude that hasn't let go. Also from the new album. Goes like this.
Love it.
I still remember your number. Can say those digits by heart. With that first drink of the summer, I think about where you are. And I dial 235 for you alive. How I miss our late night drives in 4-6. How is it that in my mind I flip a switch? 7-2, forgetting you is something I can't seem to do. Even though we were just kids in that night, it's when the images come. Oh, and I guess I can't fight it. You are not to be outdone. I still remember the house now. I can still see the address. And walking up to your front door, heart beating out of my chest. And I dial 235 for you alive. How I miss our late night drives in 4-6. How is it that in my mind I flip a switch and 7-2, forgetting you is something I can't seem to do. And even though we were just kids in that night, it's when the images come. Oh yeah, and I guess I can't fly. You are not to be outdone. Oh, waiting night is when the images come. And I guess I can't fly. You are not to be outdone. And I still remember your name. That's pretty much it.
Woo!
You know, that's the gist.
I love it. Oh man.
That's the gist, man.
Justin was digging the lyrics.
Oh, good. Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's a
I
pretty
still remember
simple.
your house. I
Yeah,
still remember your house. I remember the address. These words. That's what he said.
yeah.
Damn, I love it.
Oh,
I thought you might like it, Justin.
I'm gonna have to tell my buddy Cole in Iowa, who is the biggest Blue October fan I know, that I got the approval of Justin from Blue October. That's gonna give me some street cred for sure, 100%. Yeah.
Oh, I
Yeah.
would love to see a Blue October Michael Shynes show together.
Hey, I'm sure they got lots of options, but I'll throw my hat in the ring, 100%.
I would love that. I would love that.
Yeah.
Hey, so you mentioned the Michael Jordan thing. I haven't watched that yet.
Yeah.
I'm going to probably tonight. I'm not really sure. I'm gonna get caught up.
Yeah.
Because that was like, I'm not a big NBA fan,
Mm-hmm.
but those days,
Yeah.
man, like the mid late '80s into the early '90s, the
Yeah.
Pistons, the Lakers, the Bulls. Oh my God, so good. I know you're a big Minnesota sports fan.
Yes.
What was your indoctrination to being a true Minnesota sports fan? Meaning, when was the first time you were truly let down?
I mean, it's hard to top 98. It's hard to top 98. I cried into my purple pride towel. I literally went up to my room after 1998 and I pulled the towel down that I had up with 2 thumbtacks and I cried into the towel that said purple pride. And so that was definitely as far as basketball goes, losing to the Lakers was tough in the Western Conference semis because Sam Cassell injured himself doing the big ball dance.
Right.
And the Twins getting pounded by the Yankees just repeatedly has been a really tough, prideful thing for me because it seems like they're just intimidated before they even get on the field, you know? So the Wilds, I mean, honestly, they've been more pleasantly surprising than anything. Obviously, that we want them to win a title, but they're still pretty young in the franchise, so they should almost bottom out and get one of those prodigies and get us a cup. You know, I don't know. What do you think, Paul?
I actually kind of agree with that. It's easier said than done. It's
Right.
easier. It's easy for us fans to say, "Hey, Zach Parise, can you mail it in for the rest of the season?" You know what I mean? Like, it's tough to tell somebody who's had world-class competitive spirit from probably, from when they were born to today.
Yeah.
It's tough to tell them to mail it in. You know what I mean? But I would like to see. Do you know how terrible the Pittsburgh Penguins were before they got Evgeny Malkin and Sidney Crosby? Do you know how terrible the Chicago Blackhawks were before they got Jonathan Toews and Patrick Kane? They were awful. They were worse than we've ever even close to been. So, I wouldn't mind seeing that, but, it is what it is. Can I give you my impression of watching the 98 NFC Championship game?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
This is me impersonating myself.
Yeah.
I'm on the end of a couch, a long sectional that went that way.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I should be like this. I better reverse it. So I'm on the end of a long sectional that goes that way and turns L.
Mm-hmm.
I got 2 buddies sitting down there.
Mm-hmm.
And Gary Anderson's lining up. Or no, Morton Anderson is lining up for the kick.
Yeah.
After everything that's happened. And I'm sitting there like this.
I wish I could have been that mature at that time.
I'm not even kidding. I was at his house. I got up, didn't say a word, grabbed my jacket off the armrest, and I walked out the front door to my car and drove home and didn't say a word.
Yeah. I think I did that after the Blair Walsh Seattle Seahawks one. That was like, I just was like, I'm so hurt now that like I kind of expected this and I'm upset at myself for believing that it was going to be different. And so I'm going to get up and just go. Like, I'm not even going to, the emotions, I'm past the point of being able to show emotion.
No, you're absolutely correct. The Blair Walsh one wasn't as bad just because it wasn't, well, first of all, I've been beaten down already.
Yeah.
And the Blair Walsh one, it wasn't just not, I don't think there were as many expectations that season.
Yeah.
And to me, what made that one brutal is just that it was like, it's a chip shot.
Yeah.
I mean, that's one of those where you could argue, like, somebody like you or me that has any speck of athletic ability probably could have made that kick. Like, I can make a 30-yard field goal. I know I can.
Didn't he hammer like some tougher ones earlier in the game too? That was his thing.
Yeah,
He would
for
make
sure.
The most difficult kicks, and the easiest ones he would just blow it. You know?
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm saying that with some level of hyperbole. It's, you know, it was like absolutely frigid cold out. The game is on the line, et cetera, et cetera. I'm not saying that I could nail that kick 10 out of 10 times. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying theoretically, some, you know, out of shape pile like me could make that kick. So he should knock it down almost all the time. So yeah, it was just, that was crazy. For me, where you said, here we go again, for me, that was 2009. 2009 was like, I can't believe I allowed myself to get sucked in. Now, that was a fun year.
Yeah.
With Brett Favre. That was a ton of fun.
Yeah.
So I don't really.
Can't watch it again. Can't watch that game back. Can't do it. Can't bring myself to watch it again.
No, because they gave it away. They gave the game away.
They had twice the yards of the Saints. We just fumbled like 6 times. Adrian fumbled going in from the 1 yard line. Like, I just can't do it again. I can't watch. I'll never watch that game again in my life, I don't think. I just won't.
I would agree.
Yeah.
Brian, we'll just say Brian. Minnesota sports teach you about disappointment. Wake up for tomorrow and start again. Yeah. You know what? Maybe Minnesota sports is what's going to get us through this.
Could be. I mean,
because we've been conditioned.
Yeah, I mean, what's the latest on that? Is there any glimmer of hope as far as any of these sports starting up?
I'll be honest, I haven't paid a lot of attention.
Me neither.
I'm just asking you. You know, like I haven't. I'm not one of those that discounts. I think sports are important. I've had many people say to me like, "Oh, I just can't. I miss this so much, and I feel stupid saying." I'm like, "No, don't feel stupid."
Yeah.
Sports, and we've talked about this on multiple of these, on more than one of these sessions, where I think it was Bill Simmons that I was listening to. He said, "You cannot underestimate the power of a large group that's like-minded, whether it's a concert or a sporting event. Nothing like sports and music brings people together to that have a like mind or a similar mindset. You know what I mean? And that's powerful. So
yeah, we miss that right now. For sure, man.
I do too, and it's okay to miss it. And like, you know, people always think, oh, there's more important stuff going on. Yeah, you know what? But that is important because it's like mental health, I think. You know, and so.
For me,
it brings us together, like I said.
It's escapism from like everything else. Like, I think about music almost all day, every day. And that's the one time where my brain kind of gets a break and I don't think about music at all is when I'm watching sports. So it's tough.
Yep, for sure. For sure. 1,000%. Okay, so you do, this is Instagram, of course, but you do Facebook Lives every Saturday at 7:30. Is that right?
Yeah, they've been going great, man. People have been so generous. They're saving our family right now with their generosity. So, 7:30 every Saturday night. I got my violinist, David Gerald Sutton, coming up from Minneapolis. He is an absolute prodigy this Saturday. So it'll be fun to have somebody else in the fold.
Nice. I love that.
Yeah.
So check that out. Michael Shynes on Facebook, Saturday nights at 7:30.
Yeah.
And where can people that aren't familiar with you, like, because we've got some people listening in Texas and somebody from Orlando, where can they learn more about you? Like, what's the best place? Where's the best place for them to go?
I would start just myname.com. michaelshynes.com can take you everywhere, but Spotify obviously is huge. If you got that, Facebook, Instagram, all my handles are either Michael Shynes or Michael Shynes Music on all the social stuff. But my website is kind of, there's a video on the homepage that is called My Story So Far. That kind of catches you up to everything that's kind of happened in my career and the breaks that I've had. And that's a good place to start. Yeah.
And remember, Shynes with a Y. I would encourage you to go check out that video. Michael had an unbelievable New Year's in Poland. Was that last year or the year before?
That was 2 years ago now, I think.
2 years
Yeah,
ago,
wow, that's
yeah.
crazy.
So just leave it at that. Leave it at that. Let it
Yeah,
marinate. Go
yeah,
check it out. Let that serve as the tease to get you to. That's the clickbait.
yeah, buddy. I like it.
the,
You're smart.
the big line. Michael had an unbelievable New Year's in Poland. Go see what it is. There's the clickbait for you.
Paul Dragon Shark Fletcher, you are 100% correct.
What is Dragon Shark? I don't even know.
I don't know, man, but you sound ferocious is all. You sound dangerous.
I love you, brother. Thank you for taking the time today.
Love you too, buddy. Thanks for having me on.
And we'll get the word out there as soon as we get this thing off life support and back into the motion, and we'll help spread the word when you're getting back into activity again.
Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that very much. Thanks.
All right, take care, man.
You too, buddy. Talk to you soon.
All right, see you later.
Bye.